So you can hear that the volume is going down. That's what an automation clip is. It's like you're programming something to reduce the volume. Instead of me reducing the volume, that automation clip will reduce the volume automatically. Then track 2, we have this vocal, which was the high-pitched choir vocal. Sounds like this. As you can see, I didn't add too much. I just added a delay. Put cathedral, like that warm choir church like feeling, you know. Then I put a delay just to add more depth. Then the tuner, I just used it to find the tune of the a cappella of the choir. Then moving on to track number 3, which is this one. Let me just do this. Track number 3, we have this choir. This was the normal voiced choir. So it wasn't something that hard. It was just the delay, the reverb, and the tuner. Then we have another choir. This choir just, I think you hear this choir when the song is starting. After that, you don't hear it anymore. It sounds like this. Let me play the full version. It sounds like this. Yeah, so I think I did basically the same settings for this one as well. Let's see which channel it was in. It was in channel track 2, which was this one. So here I just put a reverb and a delay similar to that other choir. Then there's nothing in this channel, so I'll just move everything up. In track 5, we have the first drum loop, which sounds like this. So these drums are not unique per se, because it's a drum loop from another song. So for me to make it unique, I had to change some of the elements. That's why I removed the kick, the low frequencies, which is this knob. I put it here around 256 hertz. Then I dropped some of the high frequencies. The frequencies, like I think there was a snare that sounded like this. So I just wanted the shaker, that tambourine. I think it had a flanger. Then I removed some of these high frequencies. They sounded a bit muddy. I was scared that they would end up making the song sound muddy. So that's why I did that. So this is the loop. It's not edited yet. There's no kick. There are no percussions. That's just let's just say the shakers and some of the percussions. Okay. Then track number 6, which is another, which is a shaker. It's just a shaker. It sounds like this. For this one, what I did is that I removed the low frequencies, because it's always good to remove the low frequencies, because you never know Like anything can have a low frequency, even a hi-hat can have a low frequency. So in order to make your bass stand out, it's good to like filter all the low frequencies. So listen to this. Sounds really interesting. So for this one, I did something similar to that first drum loop. So in this one, I removed the low frequencies, which was the kick. I just wanted those congas, you know, they had a good feel. Then I added some compression just to level all the drums so that they are in the same level. Yeah, like increased loudness. Then I added a reverb. I didn't, it's just the default reverb. Just slightly reduced the wet and the early reflection levels. Then I also added a chorus to try and widen the sound, widen the stereo. So it's just the default setting. I didn't do anything. I just put the chorus and it widened the sound. So now without, it sounds like this. With the sound, with the effects, it sounds like this. Okay, so far what we have is this. Okay, so let me finish. Here it's just an automation and a shaker, nothing much. So in automation, it's just how I explained the volume automation. This one is bringing up the lows, the kick frequency. So this is the shaker as well. Then we have a bass that also is automation. It sounds like this. So that is the bass. The only thing that makes the bass interesting is that swelling automation. Makes the bass sound very unique. Then I also added a pad, which is almost every Amapiano song has this pad, I think. It's getting old, but this is how it sounds. So it's just ambience. It fills out the empty spaces in the background. You might not hear that empty space, but just know that it's playing a very important role. Then I have my chords, my first chord progression, which was an electric piano from Lounge Lizard. Sounds like this. compression. Then here I just layered another bass just to give the other bass some punch, you know. You can hear that the bass is more punchier. It's more wider as well. So far we just covered the intro. I don't think it's going to be long because most of the parts you see as we go along. So this is the intro of the song. Let me label intro. So right there we just covered the intro and part of the, what's this called? Part of the chorus. So let me just label this as well so that you can see. The hook is that part that you can, it's like a sentence or a short verse that like anchors the person who's listening, you know, just like that in the bridge, just like in the intro, that hook. Awusawubona my dad. No, it's like, yeah, that's what they call it. We covered most of this stuff. The only thing that I introduced was another keyboard, another piano, which was, no, it was strings. These were strings. I introduced strings and a trumpet. The strings sound like this. So those were the strings. What I did to these strings, I know they sound a bit mid. Yeah, like that's just the mid frequency. So what I did is that I isolated the strings. So the only thing that's playing here is the mid frequencies. I cut the high frequencies and the low frequencies so that I get the mid frequencies. The reason why I did that is that I didn't want to distort the bass, and I also didn't want to overshadow the chords. So I just wanted those mid frequencies from the strings to try and enhance the chords, So I could have done this. Let me give an example of what I could have done. Instead of doing this, I could have done this. This is just an example of what I could have done. Here now it sounds lush, it sounds more impactful, but that's what I didn't want. I just wanted to enhance the chords, nothing more. So let me just revert the settings back to how they were. So it's just 3 trumpets playing different presets. Let me put them first. So it was a French horn. It was this orchestral ensemble, French horn section, and the trumpet section. This one, I think it was trumpet section 3. Sounds like this. So I was trying to harmonize with these trumpets. Another trumpet is playing this note. The other two are playing this one. So it's like bringing some kind of tension to the song. Then I consolidated it, and it's this one. It's this one. So it was that one. Then this is how our hook pre-chorus sounds like.
Engabunjani namhlanje abheka manje sengijabule langithi ngintholile uthando engathi sawubona mayda.
Okay, so that's the pre-hook. That's the hook pre-chorus. Then now moving on to the chorus. What I did for this chorus, I muted the trumpet. I removed the trumpet. I added another chord progression, which was a grand piano. So in this part, there's the sonar, which is the pad, electric piano, which is pattern 1, string, which is pattern 4, then pattern 12 is a grand piano to add some depth. Then I added the 2 basses that we had in the intro over here. Then this is a synth that I just put to emphasize that the song is dropping. It's building tension. It's a build up It's almost like what's this? It's almost like EDM. The song. So the song was basically building up. So let me play the synth so that. So it's like a saw. Then I also added a higher octave just to add some variation, you know. So all that combined, that choir that we talked about, the first choir that we had, then the drums, shakers, percussions, then we also have this organ that's playing, sounds like this. So I just added that just to add some variation to show that the song is building up. So for this preset, I won't say much. I just added a limiter, put a noise gate, which is this thingy. The noise gate, I was trying to remove some clicking sounds that were in the organ. Then I put a panner, which makes the sound go left and right. You can hear it, I think. Now, listen to this. You can hear that the sound is going from your left ear to your right ear, just like a snake, something like that. Then I also added reverb, just to widen the sound and separate it from the other sounds, you know, just to add depth. So that's the pre-chorus explained. It sounds like this.
Sunday namhlanje ngedwa darlie ngedwa darlie ngedwa darlie.
So that's the build up. Then I didn't add anything for this. It's just the log drum and the snares. This is how the log drum sounds. So it just repeats the same thing. This log drum was trying to complement the artist, so, and also added these snares. I added a reverb to the snare and also EQ'd out some of the high frequencies and most of the low frequencies because it was a bit muddy. Look at its waveform. Yeah, so yeah, it's good to EQ. Then this part also has these blacks. they sound like this. Sound like that. Then this is it's the string. It didn't change, it's still the strings. Then I also added variation by adding this shaker right before the song dropped, so it sounds like this. Brings out more of that high end and shows variation, I guess. So this is how the song, this part sounds. I'll play individual tracks. I'll start by the drums. Start by playing the drums. Because here you can it's like you can hear the blocks. They're not loud, but you can hear them. So I put this block so that they can sound left and right. So it's like the same block, the same pattern, different presets. One penned to the left, one penned to the right. This is the one penned to the. This one is penned to the right. Then there's this one pinned to the left. But I put this one in the second half just to bring more impact in the second half. So this is the first half of the song. We're moving on to the bridge, which is the interesting part of the song. So here I just added another trumpet that complements the vocals. It's the same phrases as the vocals, but in trumpet form. So it sounds like this. So it sounds like that. Then for this part, I added the grand piano again, which is this one. It sounds like this individually. Presets of the piano, I reduced some of the lows, I enhanced some of the high end, like those top notes, then ding, then I put some reverb here and delay, just to give that delayed feel. Like, listen to this. Without the delay, without the reverb, without the EQ, So you see they all play an important part together. So yeah, that's what I added here, nothing much. Then the rest, it's the strings which are here, the two basses. I play these basses a lot. Then the trumpet, which is this one. Then shakers, EQs, what's this, automation clips, the transition, the drums. So the bridge sounds like this. Okay, that's the bridge. Then moving on to the verse, which is this fun part. I like this part a lot. I didn't add much. It's the same as this section, as the chorus for the other section. Just the only difference is that I added the second plugs, so these plugs fill both ears. Then yeah, that's the only thing that changed. Otherwise it's the same thing. Sounds like this.
Move up, pushy front dance, I'm right back, exchange, so defend. Best daddy, pola, low time, give my heart, we tell him I'm moving. Him bambing, as oh, he's on, telling him. Low time in my heart, do it till him I'm bullying. I got like some man belly done. Why is the band in the bamboo? So with him in the night and feel it so pale up.
That was interesting. Yeah, so that was the verse or the second chorus. I didn't add anything interesting in this one. Then coming to the outro of the song. So the only difference about these strings is that I just put some high end, like these top notes. Then otherwise, in terms of presets, I use the same preset. I remove some of the lows and high frequencies. I also put a reverb, but in this one I put a bit more wet than dry, just to whiten the sound, because this sounded more like violins, and violins, I think they're good with top end, so that's why I did that. Then we have the chords. There's a chord switch here at the end, which sound like this. So that was the grand piano alongside the electric piano, which sounds like this. So that was the outro chord. Then nothing else really. Just the trumpet that that goes along with compliments to the choir. Then that's it. This is how the outro sounds like. I'll put the vocal as well. I think it would complement it a lot. Let me first do this.
Uyazibaningi bangibuza ukuthi mina nawe kanifele sophelela ungalingi uyithandabuza mntwana umuntu sofika emelika alezi izinto ezosiphazamisa mntwana umuntu ungalingi uyinaka angaze ngamfunda udala ibuka manje nginephakadela wena wedala wena nguyisithandwa sami wena wedala wena uliphakadela wena wedala wena nguyisithandwa sami wena wedala wena uliphakadela.
That's the song for you. I think that's the whole song. Then someone was asking me this other time how I master my beats. Honestly, it depends. It depends. But I think there's some presets that some people sell. But all I can say, let me try and break it up into like in just 2 minutes. So when I master my beats, I go to the loudest part of the song, which is the part with the bass, with the loudest bass. Which is this one. I leave my volume in default. I always start with the parametric EQ. This one, the first one, looks like this. So the only thing you do, I go to 200 Hertz plus 18 kilohertz. So I'm cutting the high frequencies and the low frequencies. Like, listen to this. You can hear that it's harsh to the ear. So this is one of the frequencies that I cut. I also cut the low frequencies from around 30, but this one I think it was 27. It sounds like this. You can hear that my computer is even clicking. It's because the sound is too distorted. That happens to speakers, that happens to headphones. So it's good to cut those frequencies, those unwanted frequencies. I think here it was supposed to be 27 Hertz. Then here it was around 15. Let's see. Now it sounds perfect because we just cut those unwanted frequencies. Here I'm just boosting because I feel like the high end needs to be there, but I'll just leave it like this just for you guys. Then second one is honestly just boosting the song because I'm mixing it with the vocals I want the vocals to sound crispy, perfect. So I'll add the vocals for just, I think, a small bar. This one. Let's just put for this one because this log drum hits harder than the other one. Then we go here, put default, default, then play the song. So as you can hear now, the vocals sound more present. The beat sounds not perfect, but you can hear the difference now. Then let's move on. This is a pitcher. This is a mid. I put this mid-side EQ. So in this part that's written mid, this one, you do the same thing you did for the first EQ, but don't do it too much because we are trying to boost the frequencies we just cut. So I'll just put it at 25 because it's close to 27, like this. So it sounds like this now. You can't hear it. If you're wearing like studio grade headphones, I think you can hear it better, but it does a lot of difference. Then now we need a vocal for this part. I'm scared this video will be taken down, but let's just do what's gonna be done. I'll put this last bit because I need to hear the vocals, because the main purpose of a mid-side EQ is to make sure that the vocals are sitting on the beat. So we go to the side EQ, mid-side EQ, go to this side part. Where did it go? Oh, perfect. Then I always put 40 Hz cut. Then play the song. Hear that the song is now isolated to the sides. Play the song until it reaches a point that you feel that the beat, the bass, and the mid frequencies are joined together. So let me fix it, then I'll get back to you. Okay, so the vocals were perfectly recorded. Shout out to Tiflo, the producer. Okay, so the vocals were really good. They were recorded perfectly. So I don't need to like try and master them too much. So it's just trying to blend them with the beat. So while that is done, the next thing we need to do is to balance the sound. So the song is perfectly mixed in together. Now we're trying to increase the loudness. That's why I use a limiter. Let me put it back to default. So here I can use this vocal. Let me use another part. Let me use this one. Let me use this one. Okay, so play the song.
dal, when only pagadelam, on our way.
Okay, so now you can hear the difference. Now it sounds louder and the mix sounds perfect. Last thing I do is add sound goodizer, just a bit of it. Like, you see, I just put a small amount. I don't use it often, but it's very good. It's like very, very good. This is Fruit Loop's best investment or production. It's very good because it detects the sound. Then you can choose between all of these to find which mode suits the song best. Then lastly, I just put a soft clipper. I usually just put it at threshold at this, or just leave it like that, but let's just increase it a bit. That's how I master the beat. Now the beat sounds like this.
Ngiyithandabuza mntana umuntu sofika emelika alezi izinto ezosiphazamise mntana umuntu ngalingwina angaze ngamfunda udalibuka manje nginephakadela wena wedal wena nguwisithandwa sami wena wedal wena uliphakadela wena wedal wena nguwisithandwa sami.
So now you can hear that the mix is complete. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I am Dark Cupid, and yeah, that's the beat for you guys. Yeah, I thought I should make it a tradition that I break down songs that I release. So next song I might break down is 2XN, that beat. Yeah, so this is Yimi ngedwa darlie, produced by me, executively produced by Tiflo the producer. Recording engineer was Tiflo the producer. Then it was written by G.w Smuggler. Yeah, basically, yeah. Those three guys. Yeah. Shout out to those three guys. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, that's the song for you. Yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I'll make sure to break down 2XN because that's the other song that I released and never broke down. Thank you.